Welcome to the HMG Executive Leadership Spotlight. Here's our host, Hunter Muller.
Hello and welcome to HMG Spotlight. I'm here with Michael Coden. He's a senior advisor at Boston Consulting Group. Michael, congratulations on being a 2023 HMG Global Leadership Institute recipient. Truly an amazing honor to have you part of our program and great to see you today.
Likewise, Hunter, and thanks so much for the award. It was a great honor. I'm truly appreciative and very touched about receiving this award from HMG Strategy, which is one of the most respected organizations I could ever hope to receive an award from.
Thank you so much. You know, Michael, you've had an amazing career, and we're in a unique time in cyber in the enterprise. Security is so important. It's not only a line of business decision or discussion, a C-suite discussion, it's a top priority of every board now. And there's some major regulations and some major policy shifts going on right now down in Washington. What's top of mind when you think of the top cybersecurity executives that are securing the enterprise? What should they be thinking about most and working on most?
Well, you're absolutely right. I mean, it is a totally different time where both the United States government and governments in every country actually, and the Securities and Exchange Commission are individually at the same time trying to convince enterprises as well as their own agencies to really up their game in cybersecurity. It's become an existential threat. It's become a major national security issue. It's become a huge shareholder problem. When companies are coming under cyber attack, it can greatly affect the total share value of a corporation. And it's kind of the first time that at least I think can find in history where this has happened. So today, now the SEC is proposing regulations that would require a board to make sure it has cybersecurity expertise available to it in some way. If not, board members who understand cybersecurity, getting advisors who do. And it's making the board responsible for making sure that the enterprise is secure and resilient. And I emphasize those two words because I want to talk about resiliency when we get a chance, because it's so important. And the SEC is suggesting that the board should put its business continuity plans in its 10Ks and other SEC filings. And, you know, it's to me, it's kind of unusual because you don't have your earthquake disaster plan in your 10K. Nobody has a pandemic plan in their 10K. And the SEC is suggesting you should have your cybersecurity resiliency plan in your 10K. That's pretty different. And the United States just came out with a national cyber strategy, which is really kind of changing the game on shifting the responsibilities of who's responsible for what part, the shared responsibility for cybersecurity. And that's another really interesting topic, is the sharing of responsibility between the manufacturers of software or publishers of software and the users of the software. And then something else that is come out is this: when I was working with the White House on developing the NIST cybersecurity framework, we met with about 2,000 chief security officers or chief information security officers. And the number one question that came up all the time was, how do I explain to my CFO what they're getting for the money they're investing and that I'm spending? And so the whole new area of cyber risk quantification is come up, that has been developed, and I participated in with my as associate director of MIT Cybersecurity Research Consortium. I've worked a lot on that, and also at BCG, Boston Consulting Group, where I was the head of the cybersecurity practice. And so now we can actually prioritize cybersecurity strategies based on return on investment using risk technology or risk methods that the banking industry and the financial industry have used for decades, or actually a century. And so we have these pressures and these new techniques that can allow you to respond to those pressures in an effective way, but not all the CISOs are kind of up to speed on that. And how to talk cyber risk to a board of directors is, I think, the secret for the CISO who wants to advance their career and become a member of the C-suite. And so it's an exciting time for CISOs because they have this really great opportunity to provide an impact, outsized impact.
Excellent points, interesting insights. Any tips, 1, 2, 3 things they should be thinking about when they're in the boardroom as they're entering there to deliver their message?
Most CISOs have adopted what we developed at the White House in 2013, the NIST cybersecurity framework, and it has a very, the version 2 just came out, and it has a 6-point kind of functions, which makes sense when you think about them chronologically. It says you need to govern cybersecurity, and then you identify all the things you need to protect. You protect those things, and then you have to detect when you're being attacked, respond, and recover. So that every CISO knows those 6 items. And last, there's going to be a 7th item at some point called supply chain. We'll have to deal with that. But what I found is the board doesn't quite care about that whole stream of thinking. The board should be approached from a business point of view. So the things that I like to approach a board with are, first of all, what are we doing to protect our data? Secondly, what are we doing to protect the operations? Third, what are we doing to prepare to protect all our stakeholders? And the stakeholders include your shareholders, your customers, your employees, and your suppliers. So when you have a cyber attack, you're impacting all 4 of those stakeholder groups. And then lastly, having cybersecurity that is a business enabler. And that's a big stretch for a lot of people to think of cybersecurity as a business enabler. So I usually tone it down a little bit to saying, we want our cybersecurity to prepare for growth. So board of directors, help me build a cybersecurity platform in this company, which is people, process, as well as technology, that is going to be prepared for new products, prepared for acquisitions, prepared for new markets, whatever it is that you have in your 5, 7, 10-year strategic plan for this company to grow. Let's build a cyber platform that is going to enable that growth. And I'll divert here for a second and talk about why do we have brakes on cars? In a large group, I'll usually get 100 different answers, like to stop or to turn or to not hit somebody or whatever. But the real reason we have brakes on cars is so the cars can go faster. And that was proven. My favorite story is the 1954 24 Hours of Le Mans, where Jaguar wiped away Mercedes for the first time in a decade because Jaguar had put on disc brakes. And those big Mercedes engines weren't any good if you couldn't slow down the car when you were going into a corner. So if you have good cybersecurity platform, your company can grow much faster, can move much faster, can be more nimble without having to worry all the time about, well, did I do that in a secure way? Of course I did it in a secure way because that was designed in from the beginning. So this prepare for growth can be very powerful. And if you look at these 4 items, data, operations, stakeholders, and business growth, and talk to the board about how you are helping those 4 business areas, they're interested because that's what they're there for, to grow the company.
Great insights, Michael. And again, appreciate your involvement, active involvement in HMG Strategy. We'll see you again soon at an upcoming summit. And congratulations on being a 2023 HMG Global Leadership Institute recipient. So again, congratulations.
Thank you, Hunter. Really appreciate it.